Hey there, beautiful people. Welcome back to my channel, Glam with Suzanne. For those that are new, thank you so much for joining me. And for those that are returning, welcome back, guys. So today's video is going to be a fun little Boxycharm spoiler video. And unlike other videos, this is not going to be for a specific month because we don't know the month. However, we have an exciting possible brand coming to Boxycharm, and I want to give you guys my suspicions as to why and some of the really exciting products that might be coming our way. So if that interests you, be sure to continue watching. And babes, you know what it is. If you are not part of my glam squad, what are you waiting for? All you have to do is smash the subscribe button and be sure to click the bell notification so you don't miss when I upload a brand new video. I like to do a lot of makeup tutorials, hair tutorials, and just a bunch of fun Boxycharm content. So be sure to join my YouTube family if you haven't already. And if you enjoy these type of videos, please smash the like button. It lets me know what kind of content you guys want to see on this channel. And I truly appreciate you guys engaging with these videos because they mean the world to me. So let's go ahead and just jump right into today's video. So earlier this week, Joe from Boxycharm posted a picture to his Instagram story, and that sort of sparked up a brand new conversation about the possibility of Anastasia Beverly Hills coming to Boxycharm. So we've never seen this brand in Boxycharm before, but it's a brand that I absolutely enjoy and love, especially their eyeshadow palettes because they are to die for. The pigment is so beautiful and they work so wonderfully. But I'm definitely a diehard ABH fan when it comes to their palettes and actually their brow products. Their brow products are fantastic as well. So let's go ahead and talk a little bit about the possibility of some exciting spoilers and products coming to Boxycharm, especially since we have seen that photo with a bunch of ABH products sitting inside the premium box. So that has me believing that we might be seeing some ABH products in a future Boxycharm premium. And then I went ahead and started digging because you guys know how I do. And I decided to go digging into some old surveys that they had sent out. And there were actually some ABH products inside there. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys my speculations for possible products for ABH in this year. I think it's going to be sometime this year, to be honest. I just don't know which month. So I'm thinking it might be in the next few months. Fingers crossed. I hope so. But let's go ahead and get into the possible spoilers. So the very first product that I suspect might be coming to Boxycharm are the Norvina Pro palettes. So these are the gigantic Norvina palettes. And for those that don't know, Norvina is the daughter of Anastasia and it does a lot behind the scenes as far as the brand goes, as far as curation goes. I absolutely love her aesthetic. And she came out with another brand, kind of like a sister brand to Anastasia Beverly Hills called Norvina. And this is actually going to be a Norvina Pro palette. So there are one of two that I've seen kind of floating around in surveys. So the very first one is volume number 1. It's a really big purple palette with a bunch of beautiful, vibrant shades in it. I absolutely love that there is a formulation of like matte shadows, some shimmer shadows, some like glittery based shadows, but definitely everything that you will need in this big palette. And the best thing about these palettes is that they're known for their pigmentation. They're known for their blendability. They have a really great reputation behind them. So I'm super excited to see that this is a possibility. And the other Norvina palette that I've seen floating around is the volume 3 palette. This one has like a peachy exterior and it has a whole bunch of different shades inside. It has some red tones. It has some greens even in it. Also has your neutrals in it, but some pops of color as well. So those are the two that I have seen. And I would totally love to see even more Anastasia Beverly Hills products in the future, especially when it comes to the palettes, especially the classic palettes. You know, the ones that I'm talking about. I'm gonna insert some pictures somewhere on the screen there for you guys. But any of those palettes I would be so impressed with, especially if they are going to be coming out with a brand new palette. I would love to see it inside the box. So those are the palette variations that I have seen floating around in the surveys, as well as the photo that Joe had posted. Now, as far as the other products that are going to be in the box, I also did see the Anastasia Beverly Hills Shimmering Dry Oil. So this dry oil comes in a little glass component, and it's supposed to be like an oil base with like really fine little golden shimmers in it. This is absolutely perfect, especially if you have the little cold shoulder moment. You know, you spray a little dry oil on there, or any of like the décolletage area or like your legs, but they absolutely give you this beautiful golden glow to your skin. And I feel like it's so beautiful going into summer. So hopefully if it is going to be in the box, that they do go ahead and put this in sometime during the summer months. Now moving right along to the next potential spoiler, and I think it might be the ABH Dewy Setting Spray. So this one looks like a really iridescent bottle, and you may think like, whoa, that's a lot of shimmer inside of the setting spray. but it's actually only on the exterior of the bottle, and the actual formula inside is not shimmery at all. And this is supposed to leave your skin really dewy, really radiant, really kind of hydrated looking. So it's a little unique to, you know, your average setting spray, especially for me. Most of the setting sprays I use are to mattify and to kind of like extend wear time, just because I am an oily little beast when it comes to my makeup. But the dewy setting spray is meant to make your skin look radiant and make it look dewy, but not oily or greasy. So I'm interested in trying this out and see how it performs on oily skin. But that is a possibility because I did see it in a survey. So fingers crossed that that might be in the box. Moving right along to the next potential spoiler, and this is the ABH Long Lasting Liquid Lipsticks. If you guys have been following ABH through the years, then you would know that they are one of the very first companies that came out with liquid lipsticks, and by far one of the most exciting on the initial releases, especially because they had a huge selection as far as shades go. Since then, liquid lipsticks have come a very, very far way as far as formulation goes and consistency goes, but by far they are one of the pioneers when it comes to liquid lipsticks. So I'm super excited to see that these will be in the box. My favorite shade by Anastasia Beverly Hills would have to be, I think it's called Ashton. It's like this really beautiful brownie taupey shade, but they have some other signature shades like Hollywood and a couple of other ones that people really know and love. So hopefully they are going to select one of the popular shades and something super wearable, because I do recognize that's, you know, really important to a lot of us out there. But comment down below with which shade that you would like to see in Boxycharm in the comment section. Now for the next spoiler up, this is going to be the Anastasia Beverly Hills Loose Highlighters. Now personally, I have never tried these before, but they did come out in a bunch of different shades. The ones that I have seen in the survey are Peach Fizz and Vegas. So Vegas is supposed to be a really golden, sort of really natural looking highlighter as far as the color selection goes. And then Peach Fizz is this really pretty peachy pink shade. That was a mouthful, but it was really, really beautiful. And I feel like if you lean towards more of a pinky hue, peachy hue, that might be more of your speed. But those are the two different highlighter shades that I've seen. It doesn't mean that there's not going to be other ones, or it doesn't necessarily guarantee that this product will be in the box at all, but I highly suspect that it very well might be. So I'd love to hear from you guys. Have you tried out their loose highlighters before, and what do they perform like? Based on the swatches and things I've seen online, and you'll see some pictures on the screen there, they're pretty pigmented. They're supposed to pack a really beautiful punch. They kind of remind me of the Artist Couture highlighters in the sense that they're kind of in the same loose component. They look really, really impactful, super shimmery, not necessarily glittery by any means, but definitely super exciting, because what I love doing with loose highlighters is that, you know, I'll use them in the traditional sense, of course, but I also do like mixing them into other things like your dry oils. You can mix them into your setting spray. You can mix them into a whole bunch of different things, to be honest, just because it's already in a loose form. Especially if you love the shade, there are so many different ways that you could use a loose highlighter. And comment down below if you have any special ways that you like to use it, because I always like to learn from you guys too. But that product may very well possibly be featured in a future Boxycharm. Fingers crossed. Now moving on to the next potential spoiler, and this is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Mascara. And this product I'm kind of not as excited about, just because we got a lot of mascaras, and honestly I feel like you tried one, you tried them all. I know that's pretty much a generalization. There are a few, of course, that are like outliers and absolutely beautiful, but this product doesn't necessarily excite me from the ABH line, just because they are known for so much more beyond this mascara. But this is a possibility as far as spoilers go, because I did see it in the survey. And again, it doesn't necessarily mean that the mascara doesn't perform well, because I personally haven't tried it before. I just am not excited about the product category, if that makes sense. So now let's go ahead and chit chat about the next product. Now you can't talk about ABH without talking about their brow products. That's basically what they're known for and how they started their brand. So I did see a few products on these surveys regarding some brow products. So the very first one up was the Brow Definer. It's a really thin brow pencil. Now the one thing about this one versus the other one, which is like the Brow Wiz, is the Definer is like a slanted tip that's a little bit longer. Personally, I prefer the Brow Wiz. It's just, you know, a really micro pencil, really easy to make hair-like strokes. I feel like with the Brow Definer, you kind of have to every so often go and like clip the top part to get a really sharp edge on it. But definitely a really super cool product. And to be honest, you get all the same shades, so it very much works in similar fashion. But I would love to see this product in the box, because I know it performs really, really beautifully. Now the other two brow products that I did see were the brow gels. The very first one was a tinted brow gel, and these come out in several different shades. So if they are offered in the box, I do hope that you get a chance to choose, and this is a customized option. Fingers crossed it is. I can't guarantee this, but it's just my hope. And then beside that product was the clear brow gel. Again, it does the same thing, basically sets and holds your brow hairs in place. It's supposed to be super long wearing. I think if I'm not mistaken, they might even be waterproof, but I'm not 100%, so don't quote me on that. It's been a long time since I used this product, just because I cycle through so many different brow products. I use the Benefit one, I use Morphe, I use NYX, and I use ABH. So definitely some interesting brow products, but those are the 3 that I've seen in the survey. And as per usual, I'd love to hear from you guys. Which of these 3 brow products would you be most excited for, and the one that you would use most often? Let's talk in the comment section. Moving right along to the next possible spoilers, and this would be lashes. Yes, lashes, which is a little different for ABH. They came out with this a little bit later on. So I haven't had the opportunity to pick any up, so I'm not familiar with them. So if you guys are, comment down below. But there are 2 possible styles. One of them was lengthy and the other one was called snazzy, I think. But these are supposed to be cruelty-free lashes, very wispy, a little bit more on the dramatic side based on the pictures that I've seen. So I'll insert some so you guys can have a look. But again, for me, just like the mascara, this is not necessarily the most exciting product category specifically for ABH, at least for me, just because they do so much more beyond these 2 particular products that I don't necessarily think that these are the most exciting ABH products out there, but definitely a nice compliment, especially if we are getting a takeover box. Fingers crossed, that's me putting it out into the universe. So if they are a takeover box, then yes, this would be a really nice compliment to an addition of other ABH products, but I wouldn't necessarily want to just see these particular products alone, if that makes sense. And the next spoiler that I saw in the survey was a brush, specifically I think the number 30 brush. I'll insert a picture of it. But again, ABH is known for making some really cool brushes, especially their brow brushes, like their angled brushes, things like that. I haven't tried this particular brush before, so I can't speak to the quality of it. It was in the survey, so I wanted to make sure that I include that into this video too. Now, the next spoiler up would have to be the Anastasia Beverly Hills setting powders. And I say powders because they come in different shades. So there's a translucent, and then there's ones that I think are golden and different like shade ranges. But this is supposed to be really amazing for setting your makeup down, extending that wear time. It's supposed to be super finely milled. I've heard some really great things about their setting powders. I haven't personally tried them out before. So when I saw these in the survey, I was like, yes. So I'm super excited for this particular spoiler. So it makes me really happy at the possibility that we might be seeing this in Boxycharm. Now moving right along to the next spoiler up, and it is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Hydrating Oil. Again, this is not a product I'm necessarily familiar with, but it's supposed to be a really non-greasy, really beautiful hydrating oil. You could actually add them to, I don't know if you guys are familiar with the Anastasia Beverly Hills pomades for your brows. And if you guys are, those are notorious for drying out on you, like notorious. I feel like I've gone through so many that have dried out on me, but they're an absolutely amazing product. So what you could do is actually put a few drops of this hydrating oil into that and mix it up, and it basically revives your pomade. But it also does more than that. You can apply this to the skin as a base. You could pretty much apply it in the same way that you would apply any hydrating oil. But that is one of the possible products in the survey. So babes, those are all the possible Anastasia Beverly Hills products that I saw in the surveys. It doesn't necessarily mean that we won't be seeing other products from ABH. These are just ones that they managed to ask 2 different charmers and subscribers out there to get their opinion on. But personally, I think this is such a strong start. A lot of the products on here are pretty exciting and pretty fresh. So I am super excited to see that we might be getting Anastasia Beverly Hills, especially when Joe went ahead and took a picture of the premium box. So it leads me to believe that possibly, fingers crossed, there's going to be a takeover box very similar to the one that came out with Rihanna and Fenty Beauty, and the way that they launched that brand. That would make me super excited if they decide to go in strong with ABH in that way. Just because I feel like they're such an exciting brand. It's a brand that a lot of subscribers will always mention in the comment section that they really want to see in Boxycharm, and we haven't before. So fingers crossed it's going to be a takeover box. But I'd love to hear from you guys. Would you prefer to see ABH in a takeover box, or would you just prefer to see a few products here or there? Comment down below. And if you have a favorite product that you saw in these surveys, comment down below, because I would love to see what you guys think is the most exciting out of all of the spoilers. Personally, for me, it would have to be the eyeshadow palettes. You guys already know that by now about me. It's really hard for me not to get excited about eyeshadow palettes, just because I absolutely love being able to get inspired by different colors that are out there, and these colors are definitely super inspiring. And I love that it's a super large palette that gives you so much variety. So I am super excited and here for some ABH. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, be sure to give it a thumbs up. It would mean the world to me. And I cannot wait to see you guys on another video very soon. Until then, smash that subscribe button and click the bell notification so you don't miss when I upload a brand new video. I cannot wait to see you guys on another video very soon. But until then, you know what to do. Follow me on my Instagram pages, Boxycharm Sneak Peek and Glam with Suzanne for even more up-to-date spoilers. I thank you guys for spending your time with me, and I can't wait to see you guys on the next one. Bye-bye, babes.